good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hey guys, welcome back. Bushcraft Family back again with a new video, and today we're kind of going over what I did a short on yesterday about like 19 million eggs being recalled because of salmonella and all that funky stuff. Well, I probably should have put this story out first, but three of the largest egg producers will pay $3.3 million to settle a price-fixing allegations following a federal investigation. Short or long story short, I guess, egg prices skyrocketed to over $6 a dozen as flocks across the country were killed off. Three of the largest U.S. egg producers blamed the price increase on the bird flu, but they settled with the Department of Justice without admitting anything wrong. For what some allege is, and I like how I kind of coined the phrase allegedly for most of my lives and videos here lately, and companies are starting to use it a lot. So for some, allege is a fraction of the profits they generated by raising consumer prices. 3.3 million for three different companies is nothing compared to what the billions they made off of the price increase off of the bird flu. Not to mention the farmers who had to get rid of their flocks and everything. The antitrust case alleges that the companies coordinated artificially inflated the price of eggs on the grocery shelves and in restaurants across the country amid a raging bird flu epidemic. The federal government had promised to help consumers with skyrocketing prices. The antitrust division is steadfast in work toward protecting the nation's citizens from illegal conduct that makes daily life less affordable. That sounds like a crock of bullcrap, allegedly. This comes from a Deputy Assistant Attorney General, Sherry or something like that, of the Department of Justice, the Antitrust Division. They need to step up their game. 3.3 million is nothing for egg companies, that is. Egg companies, Cal-Maine Foods. And if you remember, a few years ago, I did a whole video about the eggs and egg industry and stuff, and dove into the feed. You remember when chickens weren't laying any eggs anymore? It was because the feed it was making them not produce eggs. And I did a dive in there. Where does food come from? And then there was like 30 or 40 different companies, shell companies, and the whole shebang that led back to Cal-Maine Foods. And I said, we'll find out one day that they were on the fishy side of the eggs, so to speak. Another one is Verzova, and Hickman's Egg Ranch were fined $3.3 million in total and ordered to donate 53 million eggs to food banks or nonprofits on June 30th, following probate from the Department of Justice. Now, oddly enough, we just recalled 19 million eggs. That's already almost half of what they were supposed to donate. Just saying, allegedly, as they would put it. And again, this is just a drop in the bucket compared to the payments egg companies received. You know, the money that they brought in was billions of dollars. The eggs didn't go up in price. They moved the price up, just like they do with the oil. You know, the oil is still down, but they raise the price up to anticipate what may come. That doesn't mean the price for them, the price of eggs went up. They just increased the profit of what they made. These three companies have received a total of 193 million in reimbursements for sick flocks from the Department of Agriculture. Not only did they make billions off of raising the price of those eggs, they got reimbursed by the federal government for 193 million. And the federal government now is only asking them for 3.3 million. Where's the punishment? Why? What's to stop them from doing this again? They just get more money, you know? And here we go. Cal-Maine Foods, the Mississippi headquartered, publicly traded egg company, will pay 1.5 million. And Hickman's, headquartered in Arizona, agreed to pay 1 million. And then, you know, the other one paid 100 or 800,000. The three companies denied wrongdoing and have not been charged by the Department of Justice as part of the settlement. So they pay money to the government to not get charged for said crimes. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me, that's a bunch of hogwash, if you tell me. That's like going out there and robbing a bank. I'm not saying to do any of this. This is hypothetical thing here. Robbing a bank and then giving them a percentage of what you stole to stay out of jail and to hush up so know that your neighbors know that you're not a bank robber. This is big business. You know, this is the corporate guys. It's the white collar guys that do this every day. And this is just the egg business. You know, where is this in the news? Why is this not a big story? They pay the advertisers, you know, the networks. They get paid millions of dollars, billions of dollars to run their ads to sell their eggs. So they're not gonna post news on somebody that's paying the money. Again, everybody gets paid off, all the way up to the government officials. Ain't none of them clean. You know, look the other way here and I'll look the other way there when it's your turn type thing. It's still about that moolah or power. But I'll leave all this information down below. I could get into this a lot more because there is tons and tons and tons of information on this, but I'm just giving you a little bit. You guys can go ahead and read it. I'll put it down in the comments down, not in the comments, but the description below. with that, like always, God bless.